Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars Dad, Nooch Too Good, and our little game here, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, is now 9+ years old. We're going on a decade of playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and over that time, the meta has shifted, the meta has grinded, the meta has pumped, and I don't know. I got no other descriptions. Different teams have been important at different times of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And so what I really wanted to do today, I've been meaning to do it for a while, was I just want to talk about the 10 most influential teams in the history of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes from day one to present. And the very first team we're going to talk about today, I have mentioned this several times on streams or otherwise. You are looking at the game in its infancy stages when the first Rancor raid very first came out back in the day. Teebo ran a team in that early raid that could actually complete the whole raid or do giant chunks of it. And let me tell you, back when raids mattered, back when you actually could find your way to the end of a raid, you could accomplish it, you could beat it, you could get to the end. I think this screen's kind of fun. Okay, there we go. Got to the gameplay. And I'll show you. I'm going to put a link to every video I show today down in the description of this video because we're going to look at all these by video on YouTube. So there was a Teebo team or multiple Teebo teams. You saw, well, you see one of them right here, but there were multiple iterations of Teebo teams that could do giant chunks and eventually get through the entire Rancor raid front to back. And what did Teebo do? Well, Teebo strips turn meter. I think it's both on his basic and his special that he just takes away the turn meter of the opponent. And so Teebo would go in there and strip the full turn meter. Wow, look at the game without 4 times speed. We used to play the game like this every single day. Can you imagine the horror? Look at that. There's no button up there for 4 times speed. I can put there's no button up there for 4 times speed. Holy cow. Anyway, back when the game first came out, for the first year and a half-ish, you could mix and match any team you wanted. We did a lot of different things. You can see on here, Geo Soldier, Royal Guard, Qui-Gon, Admiral Akbar for the cleanse, I guess, and Teebo was the lead. So this team, or a team like this, was very influential early on in the Rancor raid when it first came out, and when raids were fun, and you could actually look for ways to get yourself through the entire raid. There was a beginning and an end to the raid. So that's my first team. I bring it up a lot. I just really wanted to look at it today. And coming up next, we've got CLS, early versions of CLS in Grand Arena. I tell you what, guys, from the moment that Commander Luke Skywalker came out in the game, he was an influential and important character, and it really has never faded. From his performance in the Rancor raid, he could actually solo the Rancor raid all by himself. We talked about the Rancor raid a second ago, but he dominated the Squad Arena for somewhere in the range of a year. I didn't look at the actual timeline until we got the next team we'll talk about here briefly, but CLS dominated Squad Arena for a long time. Again, you guys see the mixing and matching. CLS with General Kenobi, with R2, with Nihilus, with Thrawn. We used to build lots of fun teams like this in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Those days are gone. Anyway, just from the day, have we paused it here? Are we taking? We got an instant replay. Oh, thanks, Cubs. This is from Cubs here. Cubs fan Han, everybody's old favorite, left us a couple years ago. What? Can we just watch it? Let's just watch the gameplay, Cubs. Just show it, man. That's all we want to see is the gameplay. Oh, look at that fracture, baby. Okay, look. So Commander Luke Skywalker has been a dominant force in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes since his release, since his initial journey, both in Squad Arena, in raids, in Grand Arena, and now in farming with the entire Jedi Knight Luke path dependent on CLS being early on in that farm. People unlock him all the time. He is still performing at all levels of Grand Arena. He's most important early and fades as time goes on, but he's still performing even at the end. Commander Luke Skywalker and his team or teams thereof, it evolved over time. Obviously, no Han Solo here, no Chewbacca here, no 3PO here, no Chewpio here. Those guys came along later, but Commander Luke Skywalker's teams from the moment he came on the scene were some of the most influential teams in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes for every single game mode. And here's some early on gameplay of Jedi Knight Revan versus Darth Revan. You can see in here, we're still mixing and matching. Thrawn found his way into a lot of lineups. Grand Admiral Thrawn found his way into a lot of lineups before the great nerf of 2019. That was a real thing, by the way. Look it up. But Grand Admiral Thrawn, his fracture was so devastating. He was in a ton of lineups. But Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan are the next two teams talking about as the most influential teams in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes history. These two teams dominated the landscape dominated Squad Arena for a year and a half. They dominated the landscape of the game for years to come. And still today, they're really, really important in the game. You look at Leviathan farming, you look at even just Malgus teams. These teams are still performing today. Jedi Knight Revan on a Jedi Master Luke squad. These teams are still performing today. Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan were, when they came out, just absolutely, literally, there was no other team in Squad Arena for over a year. Until Gas came out, there was no other team in Squad Arena than Darth Revan. So I'm putting these guys into one bucket as one team because Squad Arena was the thing in game for years and years and years. Not to mention, after that, they became the go-to. If you're going to make a new account, you farmed the Revans as your first couple of farms because they were going to dominate the way Grand Arena used to work in the game. So Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, I'm putting them together as one farm and as one of the most influential early teams in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And then who was the guy that put an end to Darth Revan's era in Squad Arena? That's right. Look at those graphics. Let's go back a second there. Hold on. Look at that. Ah, come on. Pause button. Look at the early. I love looking back at the early or old game graphics. Just tremendous. Look at Gas up there. You think you guys complain about look at that. It's just very simple, basic lines. There's not much to that image at all. That could be anybody. That could be some guy on the street. Anyway, Gas comes in as a next most influential character, puts an end to Darth Revan and dominates the game for 2 to 3 years until Galactic Legends come out. Gas was the final dominant piece of the game prior to Galactic Legends. He just took the game, turned it on its head, he literally ran the game. I don't know for how long. It was at least a year, somewhere in that range, until the Galactic Legends release. Kylo and Rey came out somewhere after that. I should have looked at the time frame. I didn't. I apologize for that. Whatever. You guys can yell at me. That's fine. I get yelled at a lot these days. Anyway, Gas was a dominant team. I don't know if I guess, yeah, he was actually going out. I believe the Gas team was soloing the heroic, the HAAT raid, the heroic AAT raid. He was just doing so much, and even when Galactic Legends came out, he was still performing like early versions of Rey. He could still take on Rey in the right situation, and even today, he could still take on some Galactic Legends or do great things. Gas has been a tremendous force in this game for a long time. And for those of you thinking about CLS countering Gas, I think we had 3PO at the time. Well, we had 3PO because he was required for Gas. We didn't have Chupio, and Chupio was kind of the deciding factor for Commander Luke Skywalker countering Gas. But Gas was a dominant force and still is a great force, but the Gas 501st team was a dominant force in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes for a long time. And once again, I'm going to put a link to all these videos along with the creators. You're going to notice we'll have something from Arnold here soon, but we've had Cubs Fan Ham, we had Mobile Gamer, and then we had some Bit Dynasty in there. We'll have some other guys coming up here shortly. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is up next. I still, to this day, I still believe in a vacuum, taking Lightspeed bundles out of the equation. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is the guy, is the first Galactic Legend that anybody should farm in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. This is him early on. I don't even remember. I never did this. I guess this was done. I don't remember this being a thing, but I do remember there was a Hux lead Supreme Leader Kylo Ren team that could solo the Sith raid from beginning to end, which you guys don't understand was such a major deal. The Sith raid had given us heartache for the entire time it had been out. We were finding counters. We were putting together Night Sisters with Jedi Knight Anakin. People were doing all sorts of different combos and theory crafting for the Sith raid for 2 to 3, 4, I guess it was 4, I don't know, however many years until Supreme Leader Kylo Ren comes out. and breaks the entire raid and goes right through it. But it's not just the heroic Sith raid. It's his performance in Grand Arena. It's his performance in territory battles, territory wars. It's his performance in Squad Arena at the time. It still was, crystals were still in Squad Arena at the time. And its performance to this day, still countering multiple galactic legends on his, oh, well, with his team, not solo like you see over here, but Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, to this day, is one of the most influential teams, characters, whatever in this game. And we're about to get a, oh, we're recording screen here. Well, I don't know. We're going into airplane mode there. I don't know. But to this day, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is a dominant force, and we're about to see him get even more dominant with Darkseid Rey coming into the game. So Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, I love the guy. If you're free to play, he should be your first galactic legend. And there's your boy Bit Dynasty. So, you know, guys, I think I skipped a step in here somewhere, and we didn't talk about fleets, but let's talk about fleets. The Negotiator as the first big capital ship release. Look at the, by the way, oh my God, look at Ahsoka. Ahsoka had too many Snickers bars. let's rewind that just a little bit. Hold on. Look at it. Look at Ahsoka. Look at her up there. That's awful. Wow, that's awful. We've come a long way. We've come a long way, baby. I mean, Anakin wasn't any better a second ago. Well, there, Anakin was a little bit better, but not much. We've come a long way with the graphics in the game. Wow. Okay. Anyway, you know, the Negotiator, when it first came out, was our first like galactic legend-ish capital ship release, and this thing was the ship in Fleet Arena for literal years until the Executor came out. I mean, look at Bosk. Oh my God, I can't get over this. Look at Bosk. Look at him. That's horrible. He's just like a little. Anyway, the Negotiator dominated Fleet Arena for decades. I mean, it felt like decades because every battle, Negotiator versus Negotiator, felt like decades. This was the mirror match from hell. I hated it. I hated every minute of it. I don't even know how Bit Dynasty can afford to be taking his time explaining this match and what's going on, because you ran a 50-50 chance of timing out and/or whoever went first. And all the GKs, all the General Kenobis were at the same gear level. Whatever General Kenobi went first and got all the dazes out there, that was about an 80% win rate from there. I hated this mirror match with a passion, with everything within me. Why is it on Bosk? Why is it showing Bosk when it's Plo Koon's turn? I don't understand. There's no Plo Koon? Why is it showing Bosk when it's Fives' turn? Because that's our target. Oh, it shows our target, not our pilot? Interesting. Anywho, guys, the Negotiator was in Fleet Arena for a long time. And you can see there again, we're still mixing and matching Sunfac out as a reinforcement to do some stunning. That's fun. Negotiator mirror matches were a living hell, and the Executor was well, I guess Malevolence came out first. I'm not going to talk about Malevolence today, but we could put in Malevolence kind of in the group here, but Malevolence kind of changed that all. Negotiator lasted for a long time in Fleet Arena, and that was before crystals were prevalent there as well. There's your other boy, Nooch Too Good, watching Arnold Too Good, playing with Executor versus Negotiator, playing. Boy, when Executor came out, we still had that boss going. That's crazy. So when the Executor came out, it turned the game on its head. It really did. I don't think we were in Fleet Arena for crystals. We were probably getting some crystals in Fleet Arena, but it wasn't our primary source of crystals yet in the game. I don't remember the timing of that. But the Executor changed Fleet Arena forever. It was our first actual journey capital ship in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and we've seen that it faded for a while, until Punishing One came out and just re-elevated it again. But the Executor was and is to this day so important in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It was a game-changing team. It was a revolutionary team. It is absolutely in the top tier of game-changing teams in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I don't know if I have anything else to really say about it. The Executor changed the way we think about everything with fleets and the way that fleets work there. After that, we got Profundity, then we got Leviathan. The Executor, absolute game changer in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Well, Jabba is your boy. I'm going to stay over here so you guys can look at Jabba over there on the screen, his big fat, hiding behind everything. Look, man, I mean, lots of Galactic Legends have come and gone. We loved Kylo. We love all the Galactic Legends. They're all great in their own right. No argument there. Jabba is great, not for his gameplay, which is really, really good. He is a great Galactic Legend, performs in all aspects of the game. That's the thing about Galactic Legends. They don't, we got our Deutschen Freund in here. You know, Jabba performs in all aspects of the game. That's what Galactic Legends are for. They don't need Omicrons to perform well in Grand Arena or this, that, or that game mode, whatever. But Smuggler's Run 2, 3 times a month, gives so many mod materials. It is a game changer on your account, and it's why Jabba is so valuable. The return on investment for Jabba in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is crazy and unending. We hope, we think, we believe. Just the absolute mod return on investment for Jabba in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is over the top craziness, and it's really difficult to measure the value of it. We have done that. Over 10,000 crystals worth of mod materials every single month that you get by having Jabba unlocked in your roster in Smuggler's Run 2. So Jabba, transformative, game-changing team in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And here's your boy Bit Dynasty showing something recently. Boy, I like the new setup. I hadn't seen this. I like the little bits over there. I like the bits up here. I like the bits at the bottom. Yeah, new setup for Bit Dynasty, looking really good. Anyway, Leviathan. Leviathan comes out again, transforms fleeter. You know, Negotiator, Malevolence, Executor, Leviathan, Profundity in the middle there. But Leviathan has been the meta of Fleet Arena now for, what is it? We're going on a year and a half, maybe longer. I think it's actually longer than a year and a half. It's going to be 2 years by the time we get any new capital ship in the game. Leviathan has been a dominant force in Fleet Arena, in Grand Arena, in all aspects of the game. There's no really underestimating it. And yeah, it struggled when Punishing One first came out, but then they buffed Leviathan with TIE Dagger and Scimitar out there, making changes to the fleet to make sure that it works. You know, it continues to dominate Fleet Arena. Leviathan, transformative team in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. There's no argument. There's no doubt about it. And our final game-changing, transformative team in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes today is Darth Bane. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. No one expected Darth Bane to come to the game and impact, and this includes the devs. This includes the devs. No one expected Darth Bane to come. Is he going to win this battle? I thought Commander Ahsoka would take him out. Anyway, the devs released Darth Bane with the clear intention of having him be Sith Eternal's lifter, because Sith Eternal to this day is actually missing a real lifter in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We still use Watt with him to get him lifted, maybe armor or whatever, because Sith Eternal needs a little bit of help. But Watt, or excuse me, not Watt Tambor. Well, I mean, Watt Tambor is pretty cool, but what's his name? Darth Bane, completely transformative, game-changing character / team in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, all by himself. You throw one Sith onto the team. This is, by the way, looks like it was with the early Datacron, where he summons a Sith trooper, you know, and it revives every time he dies, whatever. Man, he's getting a lot of stacks there. Darth Bane, ridiculously crazy to this day. Even once his Datacron left, he's still killing Galactic Legends, including Leia Organa. He's taking out new teams like Queen Amidala. Darth Bane performs at a level unlike any other character, especially any other non-Galactic Legend. He blows the game away. He is a nuke. He is a nuke on the status quo of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and that's why we love Darth Bane and why he's a transformative character in this game. So anyway, there you go. That's the top 10 transformative, top 10 game-changing teams ever in the history of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Definitely tell me in comments if I missed something, if there's a team there I'm missing out on, I didn't understand. I'd love to hear from you guys. What is the team that I missed out on? Give me some more transformative and game-changing teams over history in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Love to hear about it. Everybody, have a great day. I will talk to you soon. And always remember, Nooch too good.